Tonight on Denver7 News at 6, a Metro mayor is accused of spreading dangerous lies.
I am definitely surprised and a little bit fearful as a young person to live in the town with a mayor who has these kinds of views.
Plus, House Democrats round up the votes to impeach President Trump a second time.
Donald Trump is a threat to this nation.
Businesses again try their luck at obtaining a loan from the federal government.
The response I got this morning was so vague that I don't know even when the plan is.
A UNC student claims the university owes her thousands.
That kind of money it's enough to take classes for my degree, and it's something that is important to me.
And we ask why a Douglas County school vaccinated teachers months ahead of schedule.
We were kind of under the assumption if you have an appointment, you should go. There's a vaccine with your name on it.
Good evening, and thanks for watching Denver7. I'm Ann Trujillo.
And I'm Shannon Ogden. The mayor of Parker appears to believe in dangerous conspiracy theories about everything from the Capitol insurrection to the coronavirus vaccine.
And his constituents are only just now learning about it, although judging by their response, we aren't sure if it changes their opinion of him.
Denver7's Jacqueline Allen's been trying to get the mayor's side all day and has tonight's top story.
The mayor of Parker may be hard to track down in person, but it appears he had plenty to say on the alt social media site Parler, echoing this post that the Capitol riot was a left-wing false flag operation, sharing a QAnon rallying cry, and posting this anti-COVID vaccine meme. Dangerous conspiracy theories allegedly posted by a public official.
I am definitely surprised and a little bit fearful as a young person to live in the town with a mayor who has these kinds of views.
Town council candidate Jiva Sinthil believes these posts don't represent the people of Parker. And the mayor has been slammed on social media with calls for his resignation and a new Facebook group organizing a recall, while the mayor isn't responding to calls, emails, or door knocks.
We officially or technically can't recall him until June, but people have started already saying if he is not going to respond back to us, then he doesn't reflect us.
But on Main Street in Parker, the reaction to the mayor's posts was different than what we found on social media.
I definitely think he has a solid argument of just saying it was a false flag riot, and I think the media tends to just twist and twist and twist things.
In this conservative county, for some, posting conspiracy theories on Parler is less concerning than Parler being forced offline.
I'm more upset about the aspect of limiting free speech.
But the town of Parker did issue this statement to contact Denver7 saying the personal social media accounts of elected officials are not maintained or endorsed by the town of Parker. Mayor Toberg won in November by just 700 votes before voters knew about his fringe beliefs. Now that they do, well, does it change anything?
I honestly think he has a point.
We need a new mayor who stands for the truth, a new mayor that will not spread these lies.
For Contact Denver7, I'm Jacqueline Allen.
The FBI is preparing for armed protest in all 50 states from now until the inauguration of Joe Biden.
This is according to an internal memo obtained by ABC News. The FBI is also apparently monitoring a group calling for state, local, and federal buildings to be stormed if President Trump is removed from office ahead of Inauguration Day. For its part, Colorado State Patrol says it is prepared, but for obvious reasons, will not be sharing the security measures in place.
No explanation tonight from Congresswoman Laura Boebert on why she tweeted about Speaker Nancy Pelosi and other lawmakers' locations during Wednesday's siege. Now, we should stress Boebert did not give specifics here. A spokesperson did tell us that Boebert's tweets were sent after the events concluded. Now, in turn, we pointed out that the riots were very much still underway when Boebert tweeted, and again asked why she sent them in the first place. She did not provide an answer, instead telling us, quote, "Some partisan officials and press have chosen to mischaracterize several of my tweets. Let me be clear," she says, "I do not support unlawful acts of violence and support the rules of law. Furthermore, my tweets came after both events referenced occurred, and I never disclosed secure locations."
Democrats have the votes to impeach President Trump on the crime of incitement of insurrection. A vote is expected on Wednesday.
This man is a menace. Two Capitol police officers have now died, and other people, dozens were injured. And all of the members of Congress and Vice President Pence were put at risk. We need to act.
It is unclear how impeachment will go over in the Senate. Mitch McConnell says it can't even be brought up until the 19th. And even Republicans who want the president gone have suggested they'd prefer he resign instead. Meanwhile, Colorado Congressman Joe Neguse continues to call on the Department of Justice, Homeland Security, and the FBI to brief the public about the events of last Wednesday. Neguse believes it is inexcusable that federal law enforcement has not provided specifics on what occurred and says it is time for them to directly answer questions from the media.
An updated version of the Paycheck Protection Program opened to businesses today. So here's hoping this year's model runs better than its predecessor. The first round of PPP loans was criticized for doling out millions to large, well-connected chains, while the little guys were left to navigate a complicated system on their own. Well, Denver7 Sloan Dickey tonight with what's changed and the small businesses hoping to benefit.
Yeah, I was really expecting this to be more smooth.
In round 2 of the Paycheck Protection Program, some similar frustrations are rearing their heads.
It's challenging because we just don't know. We don't know the list of documents. We don't know the time frame. We don't know when the money runs out.
Estefania Driez owns the Colorado Catering Company with her husband. She was supposed to apply for a PPP loan through her bank on Monday morning, but the website wasn't open.
The response I got this morning was so vague that I don't know even when the plan is.
The second round of PPP loans are now online, though they have been changed to prioritize small and minority-owned businesses that were disadvantaged in the last round. Candidates are divided into 2 groups, first draw and second draw. The first group can receive funds through any SBA organization, starting with community lenders and small banks. The first draw was supposed to be made available this morning through those banks.
You would think the banks will have it a little more set up for this time around, but it doesn't seem like it.
The good news, this time PPP loans can cover up to 24 weeks as opposed to 8 weeks last time. The money can be spent on a broader range of costs, such as electricity, property damage, and business supplies. The loan also allows more flexibility this time for companies hiring seasonal employees, companies like the Colorado Catering Company.
These funds will help not only with my salary employees full-time, at least 5 salary employees that I need to hire as soon as we can, but also the maintenance and the keep up with the facilities.
Driez looks forward to the financial relief.
I will be attached to my computer, just checking.
Whenever she can finally apply for it.
We don't take a no for an answer, so we'll be here.
Sloan Dickey, Denver7.
1,600 cases of the coronavirus and 76 deaths were confirmed by the state health department today. 914 people are in the hospital tonight, and those numbers continue to decline.
And 3 more Denver restaurants have been cited for breaking COVID safety rules. 15 people were at the Squeeze Inn were spotted without their masks. The bartender wasn't wearing one either. El Chingon and the Machete Tequila in Cherry Creek were also cited because employees weren't covering their faces.
Well, Governor Polis likes to say that laws related to the pandemic are not intended to serve as a contest for how much you can get away with. But if it were, a certain Colorado towing company would be winning. Our Jacqueline Allen and the Denver7 Investigates team have been looking into multiple complaints of people being towed and booted in spite of a state law. In some cases, they appear to be overcharging as well.
So this is the invoice, it's $195, and then the remote release deposit is $165. And I just felt hurt. I was like, how can someone be so mean during this time?
It's not right.
And Jacqueline took these concerns all the way to the top. That report airs tonight on Denver7 News at 10, and you do not want to miss this one.
Jefferson County deputies are looking for a driver with a screw loose, or more accurately, a few dozen of them. Deputies say someone lost a box of these screws while driving along I-70 around Lookout Mountain. At least 36 cars now have flat tires as a result. The Denver Parade will be virtual this year. To the newcomers out there, we're talking about the Martin Luther King Jr. Day Parade. It's a parade. It's usually a pretty big deal here. Senators and mayors march and thousands turn out. And organizers aren't pretending they'll be able to muster the same enthusiasm with this event, but they're going to try all the same.
We need to come together as a community, as a state, to celebrate what he wanted, which was the dream for America. And the dream has not been fulfilled. So I'm encouraging all of you to make sure that you participate in all the activities that we're having in Aurora and in Denver to make sure that we're keeping the dream alive.
The parade also involves a clothing and food drive, and we encourage all of you to go to the website and see how you can help.
Aurora Mayor Mike Kaufman is pausing his push for an urban camping ban. Now, Kaufman's hesitance comes following the Homeless Mike controversy, in which he posed as a homeless person for a week and concluded that living on the streets was a lifestyle choice. Today, Kaufman said he would not move forward with a camping ban until he has a better understanding of its impact.
A UNC student says she is owed money for an education she didn't receive, and she told her story to Denver7's Sean Toll.
With all of this COVID craziness, it's just to have something be this difficult in a time of need for most people is just really difficult.
Anna Magi initially returned to school at the University of Northern Colorado this fall, but left less than a week into class.
When I returned in the fall to try again under a new major, the campus just, it isn't what it is. The money isn't worth the education I'm receiving, and it just wasn't for me, so I decided to drop out before that deadline.
Her initial credits for housing and meals from the cut short spring semester were part of her tuition. She got a little back, but once she decided to leave,
they told me that they wanted the money that they gave to me from that refund back, and that I would not be receiving those credits in a cash form.
She's been attempting to negotiate with the school over the near $2,000 she says she's owed, but with little success.
We tried for weeks. It just felt like I was being shuffled around and nothing was getting accomplished.
Denver7 spoke to a university representative who acknowledges they gave refunds to graduating students and credits to those returning, but did not comment about refunds for students who didn't return otherwise.
You know, I'm a college student. I need this money to fund my education. It's that kind of money it's enough to take classes for my degree, and it's something that is important to me.
She plans to enroll as a sociology major at CU Boulder in the fall, but for now, she's hoping for one thing.
I would really like to receive that money back.
Sean Toll, Denver7.
Clear and quiet now, but there is a little snow coming up in the 7-day forecast.
And how teachers at a Douglas County school got their vaccines months ahead of their colleagues.